Throughout your improvement initiative, it's essential to study the system to understand how different factors create the outcomes you are seeing. Shift uses an effective approach called process mapping. Process mapping is a visual representation of the steps or activities in a process. A process map helps you to understand your system as a whole and see how the various elements interact. It can also identify strengths and opportunities for growth. Process maps help to see how a system is designed, identify unclear, redundant, or missing steps in an existing process, and align teams around the development of an ideal process. Before we get into how a process map works, let's create one. We'll start with a high-level process map. This is a simple yet very powerful type of process map that can be created in a short amount of time and yield valuable insights. It provides a bird's-eye view and can shine a light on areas of the process that may require deeper investigation. To create a process map, start with the beginning and end steps. Once the start and end steps are in place, you begin to add activities in between them. Let's look at an example. Imagine you are helping to manage the waste created in a school cafeteria. First, identify the start and end of your process. The start of this process would be students generating waste. The end of this process is those products arriving at their respective facilities for processing. With the start and end points in place, it's easier to focus on the steps or activities in between. After waste is produced, a student will need to decide whether the waste is compost, recycling, or garbage. They then sort the waste into the appropriate receptacle. On the designated collection day, a member of your school's waste management team takes the waste receptacles to the collection point. City or municipal waste services collect and transport the products to the correct processing facility. The final step in this process is when the waste arrives at its corresponding facility. It's a concise, high-level overview of a cafeteria's process for disposing of waste. Now let's talk about how you and your team can create your own high-level process map. The first step is to clarify the process that you are mapping. Start by mapping a current, real-world process. Name the start and end points. Once these are defined, brainstorm the steps in between. Because this is a high-level process map, try to limit your activities to about 5 to 7 steps between your start and end points, giving each step the same level of detail. You may find areas where you need more information and clarity. This is common. Mark those areas and keep moving. You can come back to those steps later and observe the process to learn how it functions in reality. After your team has built a current state process map, you can create an ideal state version. In complex systems, it will be helpful, perhaps necessary, to create a more detailed process map where complexity can be explored. It's critical to involve as many people as possible, including those who have valuable insights on the individual steps in the process. This avoids costly mistakes or inaccuracies, creates opportunities for deeper learning, and facilitates buy-in from others in your organization. Process maps are a powerful tool for any improvement initiative. They help your team align on key processes in relation to your aim and guide your improvement efforts. Remember, process maps are living documents that should be revisited and revised over time. Systems and policies change, and it's important to know if processes are still current and accurately represented. Members of your different stakeholder groups must evaluate or assess it for accuracy and completeness. For the greatest accuracy, you should be able to fully observe the process from beginning to end to ensure that it matches what you have on paper. For more information on process maps and to download tools and templates, visit the Shift website.